Welcome back to the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Alex Lawson filling in, and I am joined on phone by Kaitlin Sopoci-Belknap from Move to Amend, talking about getting money out of politics, how to end corporate personhood. Kaitlin, thank you so much for joining us on the Thom Hartmann Program.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's good to be back.
So tell me a little bit. I know we've got an anniversary coming up. Tell me a little bit about what you're working on.
Well, the anniversary is actually today. May 10th marks the 131st, we're calling it birthday, of corporate personhood. 131 years ago today was the notorious Supreme Court decision, Santa Clara County versus Southern Pacific Railroad, which Thom writes about extensively in his book, Unequal Protection, and kind of lays out that whole story of that weird case where the court might not have actually at all said that corporations are persons, but it's the one that went down in history with that. And so it was really the first place that corporations were able to get their way into the Constitution. And we've had 131 years of corporate personhood ever since, which has been wreaking havoc on our democracy, making democracy basically impossible, because any law that we try to pass to protect ourselves from corporations that might be overstepping their bounds is in jeopardy of being overturned by the Supreme Court as unconstitutional because it violates corporate rights. And so Move to Amend is working to amend the Constitution to make clear that only human beings have constitutional rights, and also that money is not speech, so that we can get big money out of politics.
So, Kaitlin, it really was, I mean, like when you look at the facts on the case, it wasn't meant to ascribe personhood to corporations. I mean, it was like, it's a footnote. It's a weird misreading purposefully of a footnote in a case that has, I mean, like if corporations are people, they're undying people, right? They
live forever. Yes.
They live forever, which right there, as a class, they have a distinct advantage against us mere mortals. So I mean, it's just such a nonsense concept that I really don't understand how it has 131 years. How has it lasted this long when it is on its face ridiculous?
Well, I think it goes to show the corruption of the American political and legal system going all the way back. I mean, you know, we've never been a democracy. This is a country founded on slavery and genocide. And it's true that the way that corporate lawyers were able to kind of slip it in was a head note that is not even legal precedent. And so it was, you know, basically kind of a conspiracy theory, or there's a conspiracy theory that maybe it really was a conspiracy to try and flip the switch and let corporations into the Constitution. But that was the robber baron era. That was the height of political corruption, and except for maybe only second to, you know, today. And so what we see is the wealthy, through the corporate form, using the legal system to try and create a barrier so that the public cannot hold them accountable. And that's what corporate personhood does. And corporations don't need personhood to operate. But it was an effort following the Civil War, when you had a flood of new people able to claim constitutional rights after ending slavery, and women agitating for the right to vote as well and to be recognized as persons. It was a coup by the wealthy to hold on to the Constitution and be able to use it against us. And so it's high time that we amend the Constitution and make clear. I mean, we've had numerous cases since that one, so it's not like we can just go back and say, hey, this was a mistake, let's undo it all. I mean, the Supreme Court has explicitly ruled numerous times since then that, yes, it does believe that corporations have constitutional rights. So we need to overrule the court and amend the Constitution.
So Move to Amend has a very clear goal. How can people get involved, and what do you think the next steps on this action are?
People can get involved by going to movetoamend.org/join and signing our petition as the very first step. That'll put us in touch with you and you in touch with us, and we will let you know how you can get involved locally. We're a grassroots campaign, so we have local chapters all over the country. We are working on an amendment that is in Congress right now. House Joint Resolution 48 is in the House of Representatives. Our goal is to get it introduced in the Senate this year as well. And a lot of the work we do, though, is education and building a mass movement, because the only way to amend the Constitution is to build a people's movement. It's not going to come from Congress. It's not going to come from the president, no matter who that is. It's going to have to come from the people, organized, militant, and engaged. And so we are 430-something thousand people strong, and we need more people to join our effort. We're really excited to be partnering with Free Speech TV today to draw attention to this corporate personhood history. And folks can tune into Free Speech TV tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern to watch Legalized Democracy, which is a 30-minute introduction to this movement, and find out how you can get involved and also learn more about this history and why we absolutely have to amend the Constitution. And then I'll be doing a Facebook Live conversation right after the film at 9:30 Eastern on Free Speech TV's Facebook. So if folks have questions, I'm happy to answer them there. But really what we need is people to get involved. Call your Congress member, but also, let the public, the rest of the American public, know about this issue. Almost everybody believes that corporations should not have constitutional rights. 80% of the public believe that. But what people don't know is that there's a movement to do something about it. And so that's where we have to engage folks.
Kaitlin Sopoci-Belknap with Move to Amend at movetoamend.org. Thanks for joining us on the Thom Hartmann Program. And this is only with a movement are we going to be able to take on money power. But people power will beat money power as long as we're organized. So thank you for organizing the people to take on money in politics, corporate personhood, the farce that is corporate personhood. And we're going to keep this conversation going in just a moment. And so Kaitlin gave you a few different places where you can learn more, but you can start at movetoamend.org. And we're going to be right back with more of the Thom Hartmann Program.